The starship Endeavour sailed through the silent expanse of space, its sleek form cutting through the void on a mission of discovery. Captain Alex Thompson, a skilled human engineer, had her eyes fixed on the controls, ensuring every system on the ship was functioning flawlessly. The Endeavour was equipped with the latest in alien and human technology, making it one of the most advanced exploration vessels in the galaxy. Beside her, Kira, a female alien from the planet Vernia, monitored the sensors with a serene focus. Kira's people, the Vernians, were known for their advanced telepathic abilities and deep connection to the cosmos. Her turquoise skin seemed to shimmer under the artificial lights of the control room, and her eyes glowed softly, reflecting the stars they passed. "Everything looks stable," Alex said, her voice steady but tinged with a hint of excitement. "We're approaching the uncharted region." Kira nodded, her gaze never leaving the sensor screen. "I sense something unusual ahead, a presence, but it's unclear." Suddenly, alarms blared through the control room. The ship lurched violently, throwing Alex and Kira against their restraints. The lights flickered as the Endeavour was hit by an unseen force, sending it spiraling out of control. "What's happening?" Alex shouted, struggling to regain control of the ship. Kira's eyes widened, glowing brighter. "It's an energy field. It came out of nowhere." Alex's fingers flew over the controls, attempting to stabilize the ship. "Brace for impact," she yelled, as the ship plummeted towards a nearby planet. The Endeavour broke through the planet's atmosphere, the friction causing the hull to heat up and groan. Trees and rocks blurred past the viewports as the ship crashed through the dense forest, finally coming to a shuddering halt amidst a cacophony of breaking branches and tearing metal. Silence fell, punctuated only by the creaks and groans of the cooling ship. Alex blinked, her vision blurred. She unbuckled her harness and stumbled to her feet, her muscles protesting every movement. She turned to see Kira slumped in her seat, unconscious but breathing. "Hang on, Kira," Alex muttered, moving to her side. She checked Kira's vital signs, relieved to find them stable. Gently, she lifted Kira and carried her out of the shattered control room. Outside, the landscape was otherworldly. The air was thick with smoke and the scent of unfamiliar flora. Bioluminescent plants cast an eerie glow, their colors shifting in the dim light. Strange rock formations jutted from the ground, and small, luminescent creatures scurried away from the wreckage. Alex laid Kira down on a patch of soft moss and took a deep breath, surveying the damage. The Endeavour was in ruins, its communication array shattered and the hull breached in multiple places. They were stranded. Kira stirred, her eyes fluttering open. "Alex?" she whispered, her voice weak. "I'm here," Alex said, kneeling beside her. "We're safe for now, but the ship's in bad shape. We need to find shelter and figure out our next steps." Kira nodded, her eyes beginning to glow faintly again as she regained her strength. "There's a cave nearby, I can sense it." "Good," Alex said, helping her to her feet. "Let's move. We can't stay here." They gathered what supplies they could salvage from the wreckage: a portable water purifier, some emergency rations, a med kit, and a few tools. With Kira leading the way, they set off towards the cave, the bioluminescent plants lighting their path. The journey was arduous, every step reminding Alex of their isolation. The alien landscape was both beautiful and terrifying, with unknown dangers lurking in every shadow. They reached the cave as darkness fell, the planet's twin moons rising in the sky, casting an ethereal light over the terrain. Inside the cave, Alex set up a makeshift camp, using materials from the ship to create a rudimentary shelter. Meanwhile, Kira explored deeper into the cave, her connection to the planet allowing her to navigate the darkness with ease. "There's water here," Kira called out from the depths of the cave. "And it's safe to drink." Alex joined her, relief washing over her as she saw the small, clear pool of water. "That's one less thing to worry about," she said, filling their containers. As they settled in for the night, the reality of their situation began to sink in. They were alone on an alien planet, with no immediate way of contacting their crew or returning home. But they were alive, and together, they would find a way to survive. "Get some rest," Alex said, offering Kira a reassuring smile. "We'll figure this out tomorrow." Kira nodded, her eyes closing as she lay down on the soft moss. "Good night, Alex." Good night, Kira. As Alex lay down beside her, staring up at the cave's ceiling, she couldn't help but feel a strange sense of hope. They were stranded, but they had each other. And together, they would face whatever challenges this alien world had in store. The next morning, the sun rose slowly over the alien horizon, casting long shadows through the cave entrance. Alex awoke to the unfamiliar sounds of alien wildlife echoing in the distance. She glanced at Kira, who was already awake, her eyes glowing faintly as she meditated. "Morning," Alex said, stretching. Her muscles ached from the previous day's exertions. "Good morning," Kira replied, her voice calm. "I've been communicating with the planet's life forms. We need to be cautious. This world is alive in ways we don't yet understand." Alex nodded, appreciating Kira's insight. "We need to start by finding food and improving our shelter. We should also salvage more supplies from the ship." Together they left the cave and ventured back to the crash site. The morning light revealed the full extent of the damage. The Endeavour was a twisted wreck, pieces of metal scattered across the forest floor. Alex sifted through the debris, gathering anything that could be useful. She found more rations, a portable solar panel, and a damaged but potentially repairable communicator. While Alex focused on salvaging, Kira explored the surrounding area, her senses attuned to the planet's rhythms. She moved gracefully among the bioluminescent plants, her touch gentle and respectful. She felt a faint pulsing energy beneath her feet, a reminder that Gaia, the sentient entity of the planet, was aware of their presence. "Kira," Alex called, holding up the communicator. "I think I can fix this. If we can get it working, we might be able to send a distress signal." Kira approached, her eyes reflecting the morning light. "That would be a good start. Meanwhile, I'll gather some edible plants and see if I can learn more about Gaia." As Alex worked on the communicator, Kira ventured deeper into the forest. She found an array of bioluminescent plants, some of which emitted a soft hum when touched. She recognized a few from her studies. The glowing blue fruit of the lyris tree was known for its nutritional value, and the leaves of the vranth bush could be used for medicinal purposes. Returning to the cave with her findings, Kira prepared a simple meal. "These fruits are safe to eat," she explained, handing some to Alex. "They'll provide us with the nutrients we need." Alex took a bite, surprised by the sweet, tangy flavor. "Not bad," she said, smiling. "Thanks, Kira." As they ate, Alex continued to work on the communicator, her tools spread out before her. Hours passed, the sun climbing higher in the sky. Finally, she leaned back, wiping sweat from her brow. "I think it's ready. Let's give it a try." She powered up the device, a faint hum indicating it was operational. Alex adjusted the frequency, hoping to find a signal. Static filled the air, but after a few tense moments, a clear tone emerged. "This is Captain Alex Thompson of the Starship Endeavour," she said into the communicator. "We have crash-landed on an unknown planet. Coordinates are being transmitted, requesting immediate assistance." They waited, the silence stretching on. Kira placed a reassuring hand on Alex's shoulder. "It may take time, but someone will hear us." Days turned into weeks as Alex and Kira adapted to their new reality. Alex kept the communicator on, repeating their distress call periodically. Meanwhile, Kira deepened her connection with Gaia, learning to communicate with the planet's life forms and understanding its delicate ecosystem. One evening, as they shared another meal of foraged plants, Kira revealed a significant discovery. "Gaia has been communicating with me," she said. "She's ancient and intelligent. She's wary of us, but she's willing to help if we show respect." Alex leaned forward, intrigued. "How do we earn her trust?" "By living harmoniously with her environment. We must avoid harming the creatures and plants and take only what we need." Alex nodded, appreciating the wisdom in Kira's words. "We can do that. We need to survive, but we can do it in a way that respects this world." Their efforts to live in harmony with Gaia paid off. Kira's bond with the planet deepened, allowing her to predict weather changes and locate vital resources. Alex's technical skills and Kira's intuitive understanding of Gaia created a synergy that kept them alive and hopeful. Their bond strengthened, built on mutual respect and the shared goal of survival. Each day brought new challenges, but also new discoveries and a growing sense of connection to their alien surroundings. As they sat by the cave entrance one night, gazing at the stars, Alex spoke softly. "You know, Kira, if we ever get off this planet, we'll have quite a story to tell." Kira smiled, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "Yes, and Gaia will always be a part of it." Their journey was far from over, but they faced the future with a newfound sense of unity and hope. Together, they had learned to thrive in an alien world, their bond with each other and with Gaia guiding them through the unknown. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, as Alex and Kira continued to adapt to their new reality. The crash site had long since been stripped of useful materials, and their cave had become a true home, fortified with branches and leaves, and furnished with makeshift beds and storage. Despite the harsh circumstances, the two had formed a resilient partnership, each complementing the other's skills. Alex had set up a small workshop at the cave's entrance, using salvaged parts to build and repair tools. She tirelessly worked on the communicator, enhancing its range and clarity. Kira, on the other hand, spent her days exploring and deepening her connection with Gaia, the sentient planet. One afternoon, Kira returned to the cave with a thoughtful expression. "Gaia has been teaching me more about this world. She communicates through the plants and animals, sharing knowledge and guidance." Alex looked up from her work, intrigued. "What has she told you?" "Gaia is ancient and powerful. She watches over all her creatures, guiding them to live in balance. She's wary of outsiders because they've disrupted that balance in the past." Alex nodded, her respect for Kira and Gaia growing. "How do we prove we're different?" "By continuing to live harmoniously, taking only what we need and respecting the life here. Gaia is beginning to trust us." Their efforts to coexist with the planet were met with small but significant rewards. Kira's connection with Gaia allowed her to locate a hidden grove of fruit trees and a stream with crystal-clear water. These resources made their survival easier, providing them with a steady supply of food and water. One evening, as they sat by the cave entrance, sharing a meal of fresh fruit, Kira spoke of a deeper bond forming with Gaia. "She's starting to accept us as part of her world. I can feel her presence more strongly each day." Alex smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "We've come a long way. When we first crashed, I wasn't sure we'd make it through the night. Now we're thriving." Their nightly conversations often turned to dreams of rescue and returning home. Alex's communicator improvements had yet to yield results, but she remained hopeful. "Someone will hear our signal," she said, her determination unwavering. Kira's bond with Gaia continued to reveal new insights about the planet. She learned to predict weather patterns, sensing shifts in the atmosphere through the subtle changes in the plants. One day, she predicted a severe storm, giving them time to fortify their shelter and gather supplies. As the storm raged outside, Alex and Kira huddled together in the cave, listening to the howling wind and the pounding rain. "This storm would have caught us off guard if it weren't for you," Alex said, her voice barely audible over the din. Kira smiled softly. "It's Gaia's way of protecting us. She's showing us how to survive." Their bond with each other grew stronger with each passing day. Alex admired Kira's calm wisdom and intuitive understanding of the world, while Kira valued Alex's practical skills and unwavering determination. They became an inseparable team, relying on each other for survival and companionship. One day, while exploring a new area, Kira came across a series of strange markings on a rock face. "Alex, look at this," she called, her voice echoing through the forest. Alex hurried over, examining the markings. "These look like some kind of language or code." Kira nodded. "I think they're messages from Gaia, or perhaps from previous visitors. We should try to decipher them." Working together, they began to study the markings, piecing together their meaning. The symbols told stories of previous inhabitants, their struggles and triumphs, and their eventual departure. It was a history of coexistence and respect for Gaia's balance. "This is incredible," Alex said, tracing her fingers over the ancient symbols. "It's a guide on how to live here." Kira smiled. "It's Gaia's way of helping us. She's sharing her knowledge." With this newfound understanding, they adjusted their routines, incorporating the wisdom of those who had come before them. They built more efficient shelters, found new sources of food, and developed a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance of their environment. Their bond with Gaia grew stronger, and with it, their hope of rescue. Alex continued to send out distress signals, each one more refined than the last. "Someone will hear us," she said, her faith unwavering. As the months passed, they became more attuned to the rhythms of the planet. Kira's connection with Gaia allowed her to communicate more deeply, while Alex's technical skills ensured their survival and continued efforts to signal for help. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Alex looked up at the stars. "We've built a life here, against all odds." Kira nodded, her eyes reflecting the firelight. "And Gaia has accepted us as part of her world. We've earned her trust." Their journey was far from over, but they faced each day with a sense of unity and hope. Together, they had learned to thrive in an alien world, their bond with each other and with Gaia guiding them through the unknown. They knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, stronger and wiser for their time on the alien planet. The months had turned into a year, and Alex and Kira had not only survived, but thrived on the alien planet. Their cave had become a home, their daily routines ingrained with the wisdom shared by Gaia. Despite their progress, Alex's hope for rescue never waned. She continued to send out distress signals regularly, each one a beacon of their survival and a call for help. One night, as they were preparing for sleep, the communicator crackled to life. Alex and Kira rushed over, their hearts pounding with anticipation. "This is Commander Lewis of the Starship Odyssey. We've received your distress signal. Captain Thompson, do you read?" Alex's hands trembled as she picked up the communicator. "This is Captain Alex Thompson of the Starship Endeavor. We read you, Commander. We're stranded on an unknown planet. Coordinates are being transmitted." "Coordinates received. Hold tight, Captain. We're on our way." Relief washed over them, and for the first time in months, they allowed themselves to believe they were finally going home. As they waited, Kira looked around their cave, a mixture of emotions in her eyes. "I'll miss this place," she said softly. "Gaia has become a part of me." Alex nodded, understanding her sentiment. "We've learned so much here. It feels like leaving a piece of ourselves behind." The next morning, they began to prepare for the arrival of the rescue team. They packed their essential belongings, took down their makeshift shelters, and bid farewell to the creatures and plants that had become familiar to them. As they stood outside the cave, the sky lit up with the approach of the Odyssey. The rescue ship descended gracefully, its engines humming with power. The hatch opened, and a group of people emerged, led by Commander Lewis. "Captain Thompson, it's good to see you," Lewis said, embracing Alex warmly. "We feared the worst when we lost contact with the Endeavor." Alex smiled, tears of relief in her eyes. "We're alive thanks to this planet and its guardian Gaia." Lewis turned to Kira, offering his hand. "You must be Kira. We've heard about your invaluable contribution to the mission." Kira accepted his handshake, her eyes glowing softly. "Gaia has taught us much. This planet is extraordinary." As they boarded the Odyssey, Alex and Kira took a final look at the planet that had become their home. Gaia's presence was palpable, a comforting hum in the background of their thoughts. They knew they were leaving, but Gaia's wisdom and lessons would stay with them forever. Back on the ship, they were given medical attention and clean clothes. They shared their story with the crew, recounting their adventures, the challenges they faced, and the profound bond they had formed with Gaia. "Your resilience is remarkable," Lewis said. "We'll need to debrief and document everything you've learned. This information is invaluable." As they settled into their quarters on the Odyssey, Alex and Kira found themselves reflecting on their journey. They had come a long way from the crash that had left them stranded. They had not only survived but grown, their bond with each other and with Gaia transforming them in ways they never could have imagined. "Do you think we'll ever return?" Alex asked, gazing out at the stars. Kira smiled, her eyes shimmering with a knowing light. "Gaia will always be a part of us, and perhaps one day we will return. For now, our journey continues among the stars." Their return to civilization was met with celebration and curiosity. Scientists and researchers eagerly sought to understand the knowledge they had gained. Alex and Kira shared their insights, emphasizing the importance of respect and harmony with other worlds. Gaia taught us that every planet has its own life and wisdom, Kira explained at a conference. We must approach each with humility and a willingness to learn. Their story became a beacon of hope and inspiration, a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of living in harmony with the universe. Alex's technical prowess and Kira's intuitive connection had forged a path of survival and understanding that would influence future explorations. As they continued their work, exploring new frontiers and sharing their experiences, Alex and Kira knew that their bond with Gaia would never fade. They were explorers, bound by a shared journey, forever changed by their time on the alien planet. And as they looked to the stars, they carried with them the wisdom of Gaia, ready to face whatever challenges and discoveries awaited them in the vast expanse of space.